Hi there, my darling Leos. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to your reading for January 2026. Happy New Year, my darling Leos. I hope this year brings you wealth, success, happiness, joy, love, and laughter, my darling Leos. So let us jump right in to your reading. We're going to start off with an overarching energy using the Moonology manifestation cards. Then we'll move on to my 3-card spread using my tarot cards here, and then we will finish off with these secret manifestation cards as what your affirmation or mantra should be for this new year, or the January 2026, I should say. All right, my darling Leos, what messages does Leo need to know for the month of January 2026? First quarter moon in Taurus, release control. Yeah. So, I mean, my darling Aries, if you've been, maybe this year for you is a year of needing to, release some control, release, trying to control every situation in your life, my darling Leos. And, I do know that Leos do like to be in control. So, and there's nothing wrong with that. I like to be, in control as well, but you can only control, you should only try and control the things that you can control, not the things you can't, because you will send yourself insane if you try to control things that are out of your control. I think the message here for you, my darling Leos, is to allow, is to just, be. Put something out to the universe and allow whatever happens, happens. Try to have not too many expectations of the outcome, my darling Leos, because I find that you'll probably be a lot happier if you do what you do and you're not too fussed about, what the outcome is going to be. But yes, you are being encouraged, my darling Leos, to release some control this month. All right, let us see what the tarot has in store for you, my darling Leos. What messages does Leo need to know for January 2026? What does Leos need to know? Two of Swords, Nine of Swords, and the Eight of Swords. Oof. Yes, you have some things you do definitely need to release some energy here, my darling Leos. So, all right, so what I'm going to do is give you the meaning of each of the cards, and then I'm going to intuitively put the reading together for you. So you start off with the Two of Swords here. So the Two of Swords is a card of, needing to make a decision as to which way you need to go, this way or that way. But, there is more than two ways you can go. My darling Leos, you can make more than two decisions here. You can see the blindfold too. The blindfolds in the tarot here usually represent needing to trust your intuition. So I feel for you coming into January that you need to maybe take some time, take some time to go within, feel whether something feels good for you, whether this decision that you need to make, how does it make you feel? If you go to make a decision and it makes you feel like you've got a pit in your stomach, then it's probably not the best decision. It's probably not the way to go, my darling Leos. However, if it makes you feel good and you feel positive about the decision, my darling Leos, then that's the one. Choose that decision. I mean, Louise Hay used to talk about using her inner ding, and she would, if there was an offer or offer to speak or a situation that came up and she took the phone call and it made her feel good, then she would go for it. She would do it. She would trust her inner ding. But if it filled her with dread, then she would not do it. She would be like, no, thank you, not for me. So you need to learn to trust your gut, trust your intuition, trust what it's trying to tell you, because usually it's your higher self that, you know, is trying to guide you there, my darling Leos. But I do feel that there is some decision that you need to make coming into 2026. So this will be different for everybody, but I feel that has caused you some worry and some anxiety, my darling Leos. But I'm encouraging you to let that go, because I feel that it's blocking you from being able to make the decision that you need to make, my darling Leos. You know, these sleepless nights, the anxiety, the worry, it's not serving you. It's not helping you, my darling Leos. What it's doing is keeping you stuck. It's keeping you in some kind of loop that you keep going around and around in circles as to, you know, or what if I do this, and what if I do that, and what if this happens, but then what if that happens? But it's that, you know, that sort of catastrophizing, however you say that word, if that's even a word, you know, I feel that that's the energy that you're getting yourself into, that you're thinking before you've even made the decision that it's not going to work out, my darling Leos, which is not the way to go, because what you think about, you bring about. So if you are going into this decision with it's not going to work, or you're going into this decision with not really sure, then that's what you're going to get, my darling Leos. So you need to make the decision with confidence. Make the decision with intention behind it. If it doesn't work out, my darling Leos, make another decision. It's very easy to do that. Yeah, because then you've got the Eight of Swords, and this is your self-imposed restriction here. It's, you know, you've got the Eight and Nine of Swords, you know, next to each other. It's telling me that you're in this cycle. And here's another card of the blindfold. And, you know, you clearly need to learn to trust your intuition, my darling Leos, because you can see here she could easily take that blindfold off. She could easily remove those bindings that are around her because they're loose. They're not, it's self-imposed. It is, you're creating the restriction here. You're creating the bindings around you. No one else is doing this. No person, place, or thing has any power over you, my darling Leos. Only you have the power over yourself. So you have the power to change this whole situation, my darling Leos. So what you need to do is remove these bindings, remove, you know, the blindfold, excuse me, remove the blindfold from around your, you know, from around your eyes. Remove it so you can see clearly, my darling Leos, and step into the flow of life that's waiting for you. Get out of those thoughts, get out of your head, my darling Leos. That's what I feel I need to tell you this January, that there's just something around you, obviously, that is causing you heartache and pain. And, you know, I feel with this first quarter moon in Taurus, this release control, it is because you are trying to control every outcome and every, you know, scenario that's happening here when you can't, my darling Leos. So I feel you just need to release yourself from these self-imposed restriction. Get out of your head. Make the decision as to what you need to do and be happy with that decision. If it doesn't work out, my darling Leos, make another decision. Simple. That's what I feel I need to tell you this January, my darling Leos. So if you're enjoying the reading so far, please do give it a thumbs up for me. Some harsh energies here for you, my darling Leos. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, but I feel that you can get out of this energy if you can just release that control and realize that you have more control than you realize, and that you can't really control every scenario. You can't control the outcome. You can only control how you respond to that outcome, my darling Leos. So, like I said, if you are enjoying the reading so far, please do give it a thumbs up for me. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Really does help my channel grow. All right, let's get final messages for you, my darling Leos. Yeah. See what you want as here now. What are the most powerful words you can say for manifestation? It's here. I mean, you can't make this up. These all cards all go together. You know, here it is here. See what you want as here now. See it. See the outcome that you want. You can't control the outcome, my darling Leos, but you can see it as you want it to be. Don't see it as you don't want it to be, because you're going to get more of that, my darling Leos. So yeah, all these cards go together so well here. You know, I just feel that you need to release control, release trying to control this situation, my darling Leos, because you're only going to get more of what you don't want. See what you want as here now, and it will come to you, my darling Leos. Thank you so much for watching. I love you, and I'll be back again soon.